Welcome back. In last couple of lectures, we discussed about the laws of electromagnetic induction. First, we studied Faraday's laws of Faraday's experiments, and then we studied about laws of electromagnetic induction given by Faraday. According to Faraday's first law of electromagnetic induction, whenever the magnetic flux linked with a circuit changes, an EMF is induced in the circuit. The first law of electromagnetic induction explains when does an EMF is induced in a circuit or in a coil. The second law of electromagnetic induction tells us about the magnitude of the EMF induced in the coil. We discussed it in the last class that induced EMF is directly proportional to the rate of change of magnetic flux, or induced EMF E is directly proportional to d phi by dt, where phi b is magnetic flux, or E is equivalent to, where n is the number of turns, total induced EMF E is equivalent to number of turns n into rate of change of magnetic flux. We discussed this in last class. Today we are going to study Lenz's law. Now we already know that induced EMF E in a coil is equal to number of turns n into rate of change of magnetic flux. If I can draw it here, let's suppose this is a coil and you are connecting a galvanometer here to detect the current. You are using, suppose, a magnet over here with north on this side, south on this side. If you move this magnet towards the coil or you pull this magnet away from the coil, in either case there will be an EMF induced in this coil which will produce a current in the coil, which will be recorded or which will be detected by the galvanometer G. This is from the Faraday's laws of electromagnetic induction. Now there remains one question that's yet to be answered. If I push this north pole towards the coil, now we know when we push the north pole towards the coil, since the flux or the magnetic field lines passing through this coil change. Why do they change? Because I am pushing this towards the coil or I am pulling this away from the coil. In either case, when there is change in magnetic flux linking this coil, an EMF will be induced in this coil. And if that EMF is able to produce a current in a closed circuit, this galvanometer will deflect that current. This is what we have discussed till now. But now the question is, what will be the direction of induced voltage in this coil? Or rather, to make it simpler, what will be the direction of current in this coil? What will be direction of current in this coil? Will current flow in clockwise direction? Will current flow in anti-clockwise direction? Fine. This question was answered by a person a German physicist whose name was Friedrich Hertz. Friedrich Lenz. This question was answered by Lenz. And he gave a famous law known as Lenz's law. Lenz's law tells us about the direction of current or the direction of induced EMF in the coil whenever that coil experiences changing magnetic flux. According to Lenz's law, the induced current has a direction such that the magnetic field due to that induced current opposes the change in magnetic flux that induced the current in the first place. I will explain this. According to Lenz, the direction of current in this coil will be such that the magnetic field produced by that current which is flowing here in this direction or in this direction should oppose the change in magnetic flux that induced that current. In other words, or in simpler words, what Lenz's law explains is, if we move this north pole towards the coil, what's happening to flux over here? Is it increasing or decreasing? When you push north pole towards the coil, the number of field lines are increasing or decreasing? Number of field lines are increasing, or flux is increasing. The current in this coil flows such that it opposes the increase in magnetic flux. That means current in this loop should flow such that that should oppose the increase in flux. In other words, if you are pulling this magnet away, from the coil, then the magnetic field lines passing through this coil is increasing or decreasing. In either case, it's changing. Now I'm asking whether it's increasing or decreasing. If you pull this away, the magnetic field lines passing through this is decreasing. Then current through this loop will be in such a direction. Such that it opposes the decrease in magnetic flux. So as per Lenz's law, the induced EMF E is equivalent to, we know from Faraday's law, it is N d phi b by dt. According to Lenz, the direction of E is minus times. What does this mean? This means induced EMF will be in such a direction, or induced current will be in such a direction which is opposite to d phi by dt if your d phi by dt is increasing, or if your d phi by dt, if your flux increases with respect to time. E will be such that it will produce a voltage which will produce a current which will oppose the change that originally caused this induced voltage or induced current. Let me make it further simple for you. Suppose you are pushing north pole here towards the coil. Now the question is, what should be the direction of current over here? I'll draw another figure over here. You have a magnet, north and south pole. You are pushing it towards the coil. When you push this magnet towards the coil, the magnetic flux through this coil is increasing. If magnetic flux through this coil is increasing, it will induce current in it such that will oppose the increase in magnetic flux. How can this oppose the increase in magnetic flux? It can oppose the increase in magnetic flux if it can oppose the advancement of this north pole towards the coil. How can this coil oppose this north pole of the magnet? This coil can oppose this north pole of magnet if there's, say, a north pole on the coil on this side, then this north pole will repel this north pole. So this should be north pole on this side. Looking from the magnet side, this should be a north pole. We already know this from our earlier lectures. This should be the direction of current. This is anti-clockwise. So in this case, current will flow in anti-clockwise direction. I will repeat this once more. Why should current flow in anti-clockwise direction? When you are pushing this magnet towards the coil, when you push magnet towards the coil, the magnetic flux passing through the coil is increasing. There will be a voltage induced in the coil which will produce a current in the coil. That current will try to oppose the advancement of this north pole. How can that oppose the advancement of this north pole? If it can repel this north pole. How can that repel this north pole? If this coil behaves north on this side, how can this coil behave north on this side? If current is anti-clockwise, in anti-clockwise direction, looking from the side of the magnet. So this north pole will try to oppose this north pole, which is what Lenz's law say. Why does this happen? We'll come to that. Let's take another example. Same coil connected to galvanometer. Again a north pole. In the lecture after this, I'll show you some numerical problems. Say this is north pole, this is south pole. Now you are not pushing this north pole here towards the coil, no, you are pulling magnet away from the coil. Now look what happens. Initially, some number of magnetic field lines are passing through this coil. Now you are pulling this magnet away from the coil. The number of field lines passing through the coil will increase or decrease? They will definitely decrease. When number of field lines passing through the coil decreases, an EMF will be induced in this coil which will produce a current in this coil such that will oppose the decrease in flux through this coil. Because in this coil flux was decreasing, So current will be induced such that that will oppose the decrease in flux. Here current was such that that opposed the increase in flux. Here EMF is induced because of the decrease in flux. So current will be induced such that that will oppose the decrease in flux. How can this oppose the decrease in flux? If it will somehow attract north pole towards it, or in other words, if it does not allow north pole to move away from it. How can this coil attract this north pole such that this north pole does not move away? By making this side a south pole. Sorry. I'll draw this again. So this, you are pulling magnet away from the coil, so magnetic flux of the coil is decreasing. If magnetic flux of the coil is decreasing, this coil will have an induced EMF that will produce a current. That current will be in such a direction such that it opposes the decrease in flux that originally caused it. How can it oppose the decrease in flux? If it can somehow attract this north pole back towards the coil. How can this coil attract north pole back towards the coil if it can somehow behave as south pole? The directions here and here, this is clockwise direction. So here, looking from the side of the magnet, the current will flow in this clockwise direction. When current flows in clockwise direction, this behaves as a south pole. This south pole will try to attract this north pole towards it. So it won't allow it to escape away. In other words, that's what Lenz's law say. The direction of current will be such that it opposes the cause that originally induced it. The cause here was decrease in flux. So it will make this side a south pole such that that will attract this north pole, because induced reason for induction here was north pole was moving away, it was decreasing the flux. It will try to make the south pole which will attract the north pole back towards it such that flux does not decrease. Similarly here, EMF was induced or current was induced because magnetic flux increased. So it will try to decrease the flux back. How can it decrease the flux back? By opposing the north pole. So this is making here the north pole. Fine. This is what Lenz's law say basically. This is the Lenz's law. Now what is the proof of Lenz's law? Why should Lenz's law hold? What is the reason that Lenz's law should hold? Why not the opposite? Why should this thing happen? It opposes the cause that produces it. It directly comes from the law of conservation of energy. What we call as Lenz's law and conservation of energy. Since law of conservation of energy has to hold, let me explain this by an example. Now suppose you have a coil over here, and to that coil you are not connecting a galvanometer, you are connecting a small bulb now. Say this is a north pole of magnet and this is a south pole of magnet. Let us push this north pole towards the coil. When we push this north pole towards the coil, the flux through the coil is increasing. Now, as per Lenz's law, a voltage will be induced in this coil which will produce a current in this coil that will oppose the advance of north pole towards the coil. How can this coil oppose the advance of north pole towards the coil? By making this side as north pole. So current should flow in this direction, anti-clockwise direction. When this current flows in this anti-clockwise direction, here, current comes from here, goes here, goes here, goes through the lamp, comes here back. So this is a complete circuit. What is this side? This is north pole. What is this side? This is north pole. When you push this north pole towards the coil, current will be induced. That current will flow through the coil, and this coil, that current will flow through the coil, which will also flow through the lamp. This lamp will glow. So this produces energy. Where from does this electrical energy come? Where from does this energy come? This energy comes from the mechanical energy that I have spent over here. In order to move this north pole towards the coil, I have to put in some energy. It is that mechanical energy which is being converted into the electrical energy. That's why this bulb is glowing. Are you getting me? So it is the mechanical energy that I am spending here to move this north pole towards the coil, which is being converted in the coil from mechanical to electrical form. That's why this bulb is glowing. Now again back to question. Why should this be north pole? Why not south pole? Look, why shouldn't this be a south pole? If suppose this is a south pole, you are pushing the magnet towards the coil. You are pushing the north pole towards the coil. Suppose it's not north pole, it's a south pole. If this is south, this is north, that south will attract the north. When that south will attract the north, this coil will further move towards the coil. This magnet will further move towards the coil. Flux will again increase. This will produce electrical energy. Even if I am not pushing this magnet now, because this side is south and this side is north, this will attract itself. This will attract this north pole itself. I hope you are getting me. If this side is south pole, then that south will attract this north on its own. I don't have to put in any energy now. Just only once I push this towards the coil. I push this north towards the coil. If this coil side is south pole, then that south pole will attract this north pole. It will again come closer. It will come here. This will again glow because flux increased. This is again south, so this will again attract the north pole towards it. That means you can create a perpetual virtual machine. You can create a perpetual machine, or you can create an ideal machine in which there is no input required. You don't need any mechanical energy and you are getting output energy, electrical energy at the output. From law of conservation of energy, is it possible to produce such a perpetual machine where you don't require any mechanical energy but you are producing electrical energy? No, it's not possible. In this case, why is this north pole? The reason is when you push this north pole towards the coil, when this side becomes north, this north will oppose this north. So if you want again to push this magnet more towards the coil, this north will oppose this north. So I have to again put in some energy. It's that energy which is being converted to electrical energy. That's why bulb is glowing. Getting me or not? Again, one more example. Same north pole, same south pole. If I pull this magnet away from the coil, flux through the coil decreases. When flux through the coil decreases, that is, there is change in flux. There is d phi by dt. When there is d phi by dt, induced voltage will be induced over here. When voltage will be induced, that will produce a current over here. That current will flow through the bulb and this bulb will glow. Now what will be direction of current over here in this coil? We know from Lenz's law, if this is North Pole and North is moving away, this coil will try to attract this North Pole back towards the coil, because this coil won't allow this change to happen. It won't allow North to escape. So this will become South Pole now. When this becomes South Pole, so current is in this direction. This South Pole will attract this North Pole. But if you again want to move this away, will you have to put in some energy or not? Obviously you will have to. Why? Because this South Pole is attracting this North Pole. In order to move this further away, you have to put in some energy. That energy, that mechanical energy, is converted to electrical energy over here. That's why this bulb is glowing. Now again look here. Had this been a north, not a South Pole, but a North Pole, if this is, you are pulling this magnet away, you are pulling North Pole away from the coil, and suppose this here gets induced a North Pole, then this North Pole will repel this North Pole. This will itself move away. Flux will change. When flux will change, this will glow. When this glows, that means you have electrical energy. This is North. This will again repel North. This North will keep on going away and away, away and away. When this North keep on going away, and you don't have to require any energy for that, because this North will repel this North itself then. North repels North, it goes away, flux keep on decreasing, this keeps on glowing, but you are not spending any mechanical energy. If you are not spending any mechanical energy, but you are producing electrical energy, is that possible? Is it feasible? It's not feasible. According to law of conservation of energy, you can neither create energy, you can neither destroy energy. It can only be transformed from one form to another. So what basically happens when you try to pull this North Pole away from the coil, here a South Pole gets induced. That South Pole will try to attract this coil attract this magnet back towards this coil. So if you want to further move it away from the coil, you have to put in some energy. You have to put in energy, and that energy gets converted to electrical energy. This is how this bulb glows. One more example. I explained this North Pole twice. Now I will explain the South Pole. Now suppose you have a South Pole here, you have a North Pole here. It's not that necessary North has to be on this side. No, you can have South on the side, North on the side. Now push this South towards this coil. When you push South towards this coil, what should this do? Should it attract the South, or should it repel the South? This should repel the South, because you are moving South towards it. It should try to oppose South and get it away from it. So this will become a South Pole. And had this been the case, these questions are frequently asked in competitive exams to determine the direction of the current. This is South Pole, this is North Pole. Now you are not pushing the South towards the coil, you are pulling South away from the coil. When you are moving the South away from the coil, this coil will try to induce, there will be voltage induced that will produce a current. That current will be such that it will not allow the South to escape, to move away from it. So this should induce North Pole over here then. So this is the direction of current. That's why I mentioned here Lenz's law and conservation of energy. Lenz's law is basically the manifestation of conservation of energy. Lenz's law basically follows the conservation of energy. It's in accordance with the conservation of energy. That's why when you move north towards the coil, north should get induced. When you move north away from the coil, south should get induced. When you move south towards the coil, south should get induced. When you move south away from the coil, north should get induced. We'll have some more examples tomorrow, and we'll see a few more examples for the direction of current induced. Thank you. That's all for today's lecture.